What's up, tribe? So I'm gonna keep this real short and sweet. At least I'm gonna try to keep it real short and sweet. Happy Thursday. Happy Take Back Thursday. Happy Throwback Thursday. And really, absolutely love the whole Throwback Thursday and the concept of, the Take Back Thursday. Out here where I'm at, it's Throwback Thursday, where they celebrate old school vibes, the oldies, playing oldies and all that feel good music, right? And I love classic Thursdays. I love Throwback Thursdays, Take Back Thursdays, all of the above, in the sense of the oldies and the classics and just the old school vibes, right? Especially when we're talking about music. But then also, talking about the contributions that not only our ancestors but our elders have contributed to the culture and to society, and more specifically and more importantly, music. Lord knows I love music. I have a love for music. Music is my passion. So in the spirit of Thursday, classic Thursdays, throwback Thursdays, take back Thursdays, can we bring back the morals and standards and some of the ways that we were taught and how we were brought up from the old folks, from from our elders, where there were actually certain moral standards and principles. If you could really catch my drift, if you could really feel my vibe, because it's really sad that a lot of the elders have checked out and have been checking out a lot. But if folks was actually paying attention back in 2020, during the time when the pandemic happened, some of the first institutions or facilities that were affected were the nursing homes and the rehabilitation centers, where a lot of the old folks were. And when that happened, I said to myself, I was like, it's very sad, because the senior citizens and the elders are checking out in large numbers, which means that it's going to have a negative effect on society, and it's going to take a really bad negative toll on society, because the elders and the senior citizens and the older folks are where we get a lot of our wisdom and our knowledge from, right? So that was my thoughts to myself at that time. I was thinking to myself, like, all of the old folks is checking out, and society is really gonna feel it, and we're really gonna feel it in a negative way, because it's like anything goes. So how that relates to what I want to talk about with this whole this character that called herself Sexy Red. It's just crazy, because I'm not the type of individual that wants to give too much attention to certain individuals, or even talk so much about certain people that may have big platforms or have a large audience, because there is a lot of people that's saying people's names and doing certain things for clout. And I don't want to be what they consider a clout chaser, unless you're like the brother Phase One, where he broke it down, saying that he was a clout chaser, but in the best way, trying to deliver a positive message. So mad respect to the brother Phase One, while I'm gonna be on my mini little rant here. But this character Sexy Red, she does stuff for attention in the worst of ways. And it would be nice if someone that is maybe an elder, or somebody that has the life experience, someone that has the knowledge and the wisdom, to sit down with this girl, with this young woman, and to you know, tell her some things and tell her all of the things that she doesn't see in herself, to speak life into her and to help her to see her value and to help her to see how much more valuable she can be and how important she can be without having to prostitute herself out, essentially, right? This most recent song that she's putting together, or that, you know, she's working on, is absolutely despicable. Sexy Red, she needs some guidance, she needs some healing, and the lyrics to this song is straight trash. You know, there's Sexy Red, but the most disappointing and frustrating thing about this character is there are hundreds, if not millions, of Sexy Reds, right? There's really not a bunch of talent there, but the song has this really nice beat, something that you can bounce to, you know what I mean? And she's, you know, spitting despicable, self-degrading lyrics in the song, speaking nothing but absolute self-degradation over herself. She's exclaiming out of her mouth that she is trifling. She's calling herself trifling. She's calling herself a female dog. She said that she's a hood rat. She said that she would engage in intercourse on her menstrual cycle. In some other words, I'm sure, you know, if you guys have been made aware of who this character is, you know, she didn't use that type of language. We know that. But for the culture and the community, I looked and saw on YouTube that this young woman, she has approximately 1 million plus followers on YouTube. And the music that she make is absolutely trash and self-degrading, right? The beat is nice though. That's the catcher a lot of times. Just like these brothers that shared the video on a hip hop on one of my favorite hip hop channels on YouTube. Just like they said, absolutely agree. The beat is real nice, and when you have a real nice beat, especially when it comes to culture and when it comes to us, because we are so in tune with music as a people. We are so in tune with music, and we gravitate and are very attracted to the bass drum. So when you drop a beat and they got something that make you bounce to it, right? It's very catchy. So follow me if you really, you know, are resonating with that, and that you can agree to that. That when a song has a nice beat, even if, you know, it don't really have a valuable message, or if they really not talking about nothing, a lot of people get to bounce into these songs because they have nice beats. Let's be honest. But my whole thing is, you know, aside from the beat and everything, anybody in their right mind can tell that the music that she's sharing and the material that she's sharing, the things that she is saying, is absolutely trash. It's like she puts out music that is cursing herself. And then on top of that, it's unintelligent. So with 1 point something million followers, you know, we can kind of give a pass to the kids, because children need guidance, and some young folks too. They need guidance, right? So we can agree on that. So who are these other people that is following this character called Sexy Red? So somebody, you know, help a sister out. Please let me know. Is the culture and people really, are people really bouncing to the music of someone like Sexy Red and the things that she say? You know? And then someone had the audacity to come online and say, well, you know, she's playing her part in being whatever it is that she is, an industry plant, or, you know, if people want to call that, I'm gonna just go ahead and reserve my right to not say some of the most extreme degrading terms to use for such a character. But they say, you know, she's doing her job, but parents need to do their job, and they need to watch and to raise their kids. That is very true, and I agree with that, because, you know, parents should be very active in their children's lives. But the question still remains, is the culture really vibing with this? Really vibing with this type of music? And, you know, a lot of people say that the proof is in the numbers. So with on YouTube just alone, and I'm sure she has other platforms, with 1 point something million followers, is this really what we're accepting in hip hop? Like, we knew that men like a certain type, you know, some men prefer a certain type of woman and things, but honestly, people are really okay. They're really okay with someone such as a character such as this Sexy Red character to be opening up her mouth and saying anything and some of the worst things and sharing it, creating an illusion of, you know, real art, real music, you know, valuable craft, if you will, or, you know, making it seem as though it's cool to be a woman who doesn't value herself, who disrespects herself, who doesn't care about herself, who degrades herself and talk trashy about herself, to pretty much promote that it's okay for me to dislike myself, and because I don't value myself and nobody taught me how to value myself, and I don't care for myself, I don't love myself, that I can share myself in the worst way, and I can also objectify myself, and I can, you know, engage in prostitution, and I can sell my body and teach young girls and show young women that this is the way and this is how we do it. In Montel Jordan voice, this is how we do it? For real? And like I said in a previous upload, who really rocking with that for real? Because like I said, like, enlighten us, sister, please, because I don't know anybody. There is no grown women in my family. I don't know any grown women for real that is bumping this Sexy Red character. And quite frankly, I don't know any men that are either. And I think that they would prefer their daughters not to listen to it. I know damn well my child is not listening to it. Or should I say my teenager, she's not listening to it. So, you know, people, the thing that frustrates my spirit and my soul is that there are people who, such as myself, who, you know, tries to show love to folks in the Black community and to try to express love to Black folks, because I am one of those individuals. I'm one of them women that know that Black folks have a long way to go, but it is very aware of the challenges that we face and have so much compassion for our people in that regard. And then there will be people that'll be like, oh, you need to stay in your lane. Not saying somebody personally said that to me, but I know that there's a lot of dastard behavior going on, and there's a lot of dastard behavior going on in social media, and there's a such thing as subbing, and there are people that love to sub because they can't say what they want to say directly to the people that they need to say it to. And when they have somebody with a strong personality, is somebody that don't have a problem with checking them or letting them know that this is how I feel, they misconstrued realness and openness and transparency with being disrespectful, right? And then they'll say, oh, stay in your lane because you're trying to express love for your brother or sister or people that look like you, and really trying to assist in raising the consciousness, or helping to assist in raising the frequency, right? And expressing that. And then people will say stupid, they'll say stupid shit like, oh, stay in your lane, for people that people such as myself that do such things, right? Wanting to speak power, wanting to speak love, and expressing that. And then people, what do they say? They'll have the audacity to say to you, the audacity. But, you know, if you go in a studio and you make a song saying the worst things about yourself and degrading yourself, and then make a video and promote that and share it, and then just put a nice little beat to it and don't talk about nothing but things that actually absolutely destroys you and a whole community of people that look like you, even the adults, which is a disgrace, and the children, people will still say, they'll still find an excuse to to ride that wave, to ride that bandwagon. And the cold part about it, and I can say this because I'm a black woman, the cold part about it is that shit is acceptable, and people, characters like Sexy Red can do that shit because what they say, money talk and bullshit walk. There is so many people that have sold out prior to the conception of a Sexy Red. Then she is conceived and she comes through her mother's portal and she is born, and then she sees all of these things, and then she turn around and do it again. So I'm asking all of these questions, but in the back of my mind, the question is already answered. I already know what time it is, right? I just really want to I just want to have an honest conversation. I want some engagement. I want to know that there are people that's on the same wavelength as me, but I want to hear the people in the community to come and really to create some commentary on this, and I want to hear from the people that actually are rocking with this character, right? It's very frustrating because, you know, people gonna bounce to that, but they really rock with that because, like I said, money talk, and a lot of people, they'll sell their soul and they'll sell their damn daughters. They'll sell their own damn daughters for a bag, right? So, you know, then here it is, you know, somebody like Bona Queen Bree, yeah, freaking express, you know, love and try to show tokens of gratitude for people that look like her, because I understand that black folks have a lot of work to do in the community, and people, they'll try to low-key try to dump salt. But, you know, I bet you if, you know, I was on a tip of an unaware black woman who didn't know her value, who didn't know who she was, that was actually absolutely lost on some other stuff, on some demonic stuff, on some demon time, on some selling my soul or selling my body or prostituting myself out, then I get way more, you know, it's like I get way more fake love, because that's what it is. You know, she's sitting there taking it in, you know, with the whole selling your soul, spending the money, all of these people in her face, and you know, like I said, it's hundreds of not thousands and millions of Sexy Reds, but there's all these people that's in your face that act like that they really love you, but they don't. And again, so many that came before her time. And yeah, there's people rocking with that because it's getting attention, it's getting notoriety, it's getting clout. And then most of all, oh, but if it give me a bag, oh, I'm with it. It's gonna give me a bag. What won't people do for money? And why don't somebody do something to save that girl, so that young woman can save her soul? Anyways, I'm about to go ahead and end this rant. Y'all be easy. Be well, and Ashe.